Well, hello everyone and welcome to Steelbook Obsessed. My name is Jake and we are going to go over a lot of the new releases in New Release Roundup number 28. I've got a big, juicy, fat stack of movies right here. Here is stack number 1, and not to be outdone, we have another stack of movies that are just as big. Some big, beefy box sets, some great 4Ks, a release that got pulled from shelves. That seems a little bit crazy, and we will talk about all of this stuff, go into detail on it, talk about the movies that I've seen, all that fun stuff. If you like this type of content, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel. Greatly appreciated. But let's start off with the biggest controversy that has hit out of this entire stack, and that is the Kino Lorber 4K of Daylight. They were nice enough to send this copy my way, just like they do with all of their new release stuff. I don't know what happened with Daylight. There must be some type of issues that they ran into a couple of weeks before release date. Their inventory is just through the roof on this. I know it hit retail stores even. Some people pulled it before it got pulled from shelves. So it's just a weird predicament that this movie's in. I cannot wait to watch it now. It's gotten higher on my list because of the rights issues and everything. This might be a very hard item to get your hands on, and just looking at eBay from the past few days, this movie is selling like crazy, and some people are trying to get $250, $300 for it. Hold on, please do not give in to like the secondary market and pay ridiculous prices for physical media. I saw one person already spent over $150 on this. Pump the brakes, people. Just breathe, relax. I've been collecting movies for 15 years now, over 15 years now. If I've learned one thing, it's that you get a lot out of just waiting, sitting on your hands, having more and more pieces of information develop, hopefully finding things out in the wild, hopefully getting copyright issues back in the right hands, and yeah. Physical media, people. It's absolutely crazy. Let's talk about a movie that I have seen, though, and a movie that I have actually made a video about over on my channel, and that is the Den of Thieves collection with Den of Thieves 1 and 2 from Lionsgate Limited. Love what they did with the box set here. I love what they're doing on their website in general, because they're putting a whole bunch of variety in their website with how Steelbooks are packaged, and I cannot get enough of it. They have not made a box like this. It's very similar to the Titans of Colt John Wick that came out, except instead of having like a thing, like a piece of cardboard that pops out, this one has magnetic clasps that I'll do every time, and I'll always find very lovely to do so. Oh yeah, just another one. But this release, very, very solid. Of course, it's vault based. It's a centered artwork. And then we also have the things inside of each vault. We have the cash, which was the main thread, thing that they were stealing in the first Den of Thieves. Love the artwork on there. We also have original artwork on the discs, and a shot of the Los Angeles road map over on the inside artwork. Over on my video, I have sung the praises of this 4K transfer. If you are a fan of this movie, if you want more info, go over there. I pull my soul out, and I wasn't planning on making a review for this movie, but after watching this transfer, I needed to spread the word on how delicious that transfer was, man. But here also included is Den of Thieves 2. We have the diamonds that they're stealing in the second one right here. We got the front, the back, continuous artwork. I love it when it flows from the front to the back cover. We have the diamonds. We've got the 4K, the Blu-ray, and another roadmap here of where they are having their heist at, somewhere in Europe. I can't remember. Italy, right? Venice. Nice France. That's what it is. Nice France. And then it closes like so. Yeah, and the inside of it is just an empty vault. Forgot to show that. But again, if you want to see it, go check out the review over on my channel. I also did a review video of Don't Torture a Duckling, another solid release from Arrow Video. Transfer is a bit but there are some good special features on here. A lot of archival from the Blu-ray edition that Arrow Video put out, along with new interviews with some of the cast and people who helped make the movie. Very, very nice stuff here. And all new original artwork. Absolutely love to see it. That same picture from this is on the disc, but it looks so nice. It's got a booklet. A lot of goodness coming from Arrow Video. What else is new? They always hit their releases out of the ballpark, and I'm always here for it. Ooh, here I'm jumping right to this one. I'm jumping all over the place, as you can see, trying to spread the wealth with different boutique labels that are putting out amazing releases. Have not made a video for this one yet, but I'm contemplating doing so. We'll see, because again, I was floored by this movie. I was floored by this transfer. The 4K release of You Were Never Really Here. This packaging, very simplistic artwork, of course, just a bloody hammer. That hammer does some damage in this movie, folks. Right here, we have Joaquin Phoenix. On the slipcover, we got some nice pops, some gloss pops on the wording here. Pan it over. Again, Joaquin glossy as ever. Push this up. We have the artwork. Again, different artwork. I love it when a slipcover has different artwork than the actual like Blu-ray case does. Very solid, simplistic stuff here. What floored me about this release was, again, the 4K transfer. I liked this transfer even more than I did Den of Thieves. Den of Thieves surprised me more. This one, I'm so happy got the transfer that it did, because it just feels like you're watching a dream at times. It is so hauntingly beautiful what goes on in this movie, and the transfer is the best that this movie has ever looked. I'm not sure if there is another 4K version of this movie out there, and if they use the same transfer or not, I do not know that. But if you like this movie at all, I know it was an Amazon exclusive, Amazon Studios movie back in the day. If you like this movie, you owe it to yourself to own it in 4K, because oh my God, this was such a fun rewatch for me, because the last time I watched it was on Prime, and now it's in my collection, and that's just great. More streaming movies in my physical media collection, please. Put this back in the slipcover, showcase off the rest of the goodies that are inside the box. Here we have some art cards. Let's go over these very quickly. I don't think there's a lot of graphic imagery here. There might be. I'm not sure if there is. I might blur something out here, but there we go. If you've never seen it, very, very solid thriller of a movie. Joaquin Phoenix plays a hitman, and he's just going after like the scum of the earth, and it's very, very interesting and fascinating, and I could not get my eyes off of this movie, this transfer. Everything about it is pretty much a work of art, and I cannot get enough of it. We also have the O card right here. It is a numbered release, this collector's edition. I got number 307 out of 2000. There's a nice glory shot of everything that's included in this box. I am over on Letterboxd ranking every single movie. My dog just walked in the door. Every single ranking of physical media that I have watched this year, that has come out this year. And right now, You Were Never Really Here is at number 4, at number 5, somewhere around there. In the top 5 for sure. Was not expecting that, but so happy that I'm able to put an Umbrella Entertainment release in the lineup like that. If you like this movie, please get this. You are not going to be disappointed. I can guarantee you that. Let's see here. Next, let's get into the Severin side of things, shall we? I got 3 movies sent over from Severin Films. Let's go over one that I haven't checked out yet, but I've heard nothing but good things about this movie, and that is Delicatessen. A whole bunch of different subgenres kind of blended into one here. It seems absolutely bat-shart insane. That guy looks like he is off his rocker. I just watched The Dirties for a future project that I cannot wait to share more information about, but lips are sealed right now. That movie in its end credits had Delicatessen imagery in there, and if Matt Johnson is talking about anything Delicatessen, I am very, very fascinated to watch, to listen. Comes with a 4K and a Blu-ray. If you've seen Delicatessen, let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. I'm trying to watch 50 foreign films this year. This one is definitely going to be watched by me later on this year. Oh, there's a piece of plastic wrap that never came off when I unwrapped it the first time. Now let's go. Let's show off a Steelbook, huh? I'm Steelbook obsessed. I'm supposed to be showing these things off left and right. Boom, 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 boom. From Paramount Pictures, we have Gladiator 2, another movie that I have not checked out yet, unfortunately, and a Steelbook that I'm not the biggest fan of, if I'm being 1000% honest. Paramount sent this my way. Always appreciative of it, but I'm always going to be honest with you whenever I talk about physical media releases, and I love the gloss pops on this. It just seems a bit too basic. And again, for not knowing what happens in the movie, this does not help me want to like get in the mood to watch it. Neither does like the verbiage on the back. If you just put words on the back of your Steelbooks, that's one of the laziest things you can do, in my opinion. Strength and honor, cool. Cool, way to go, Paramount. On the inside here, we have the 4K, we have the Blu-ray, and then we have a whole special feature Blu-ray on here. On the back, I'm a little confused on that, because on the back, it only shows an hour of new special features. Deleted scenes, the dream that was Rome, origins, what we do in life, a whole bunch of just like little excerpts, making up excerpts. I'm a sucker for making up documentaries, and I don't know, if you want to break those down into little segments, you absolutely can. There's the J card for this right here. Yeah, Gladiator 2, if you've seen that, let me know what your 2 cents are in the comments as well. Now let's go to an oddity, not really put out by any big organization, but really independently published. And I always root for companies like that, especially when they come out with content that I hold a soft spot in my heart for. And that is the N64 people, Nintendo 64 Quest. The guys who made Nintendo Quest, trying to buy every single Nintendo game in 30 days, I want to say, is the time limit they gave themselves for the first film. They're doing the same thing here, or trying to do the same thing here. Buy every single title ever released on the N64 in the span of like 2 weeks. Like, it's a very, very quick turnaround here, but I love how this is on Blu-ray. I want to say this is streaming, or you can buy the episodes on Prime Video. It's on a couple of places, but to, again, have it in my physical media collection. I have a video game physical media section in my collection that has a whole bunch of AVGN, Angry Video Game Nerd. It's got a lot of Game Chasers. It's got the Gaming Historian. Like, back before I had kids in my mid-20s, that's the type of YouTube content that I was devouring like crazy, and I wanted to support those people like crazy. So whenever they put out physical media releases, I always gobbled them up. Best of both worlds again for me. And yeah, when I saw this, I knew that I had to have it. And yeah, it's just a cool piece. It's a 3-disc set. I want to say this has 14 total episodes, and then the bonus disc has like their premiere that they had at a Canadian movie theater, because these are a couple of Canucks. And yeah, just a very fun watch. If you're a fan of collecting, which if you're watching this, I'm assuming you are, and you also like video games, this is a very, very fun, easy, digestible watch. Every episode is like 25, 30 minutes, somewhere around there. It took me a whole day to watch it, but I was sucked in, and I just did not want to get out of that bubble that they put me in. Next up here, let's go over a Turbine media release, shall we? They're a company out of Germany that puts out a lot of cool physical media. I have a few of their media books, which I absolutely love, but I wanted to showcase this off in particular, just because they're helping a format that I thought was dormant. I thought it was a dead format, honestly. And they're putting out new releases for Blu-ray 3D. I'll showcase off both of the ones that I have here. This is Friday the 13th, Part 3 in 3D. And then they also put out Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem on Blu-ray 3D. You open it up, that is the only disc that you get, is a Blu-ray 3D disc. So if you're not a 3D collector, this is obviously not going to be for you. I looked through, I took a picture of all of my Friday the 13th's Part 3s that I have in the collection. I have like 5 of them, and 4 or 5. And the one that I pulled from the big Scream Factory box set, I completely forgot that it was a Blu-ray 3D, and you could also watch the 2D version on there. I'm just always a sucker for watching a movie in the format it was originally released in. I do not have a 3D TV, but I know, and I've heard of having 3D content being available on like the Oculus Rift, like the 3D goggles that you put on yourself. And if I ever get one of those in the collection, I can hook it up to my PS4, my PS5, play these discs, and I think that'll be one of the most best ways to watch 3D content anyway, as close as possible, popping out like mad. Very, very cool stuff, and just very cool for Turbine to be putting out movies like this. This is number 11 and 12. I know they've put out movies like Migration on 3D, which I don't think got a Blu-ray 3D release in the States. Yeah, just very cool to kind of see them keeping the format alive and maybe not thriving, but at least not dormant either. All right, we talked about a Steelbook that I wasn't the biggest fan of. Here's a Steelbook that I do appreciate. I don't appreciate the price on the Steelbook, but if you are willing to spend the dough, I don't think Moana 2 is going to look bad in your collection. Again, I'm still not the biggest fan of the Disney and Sony Steelbook pricing model that they have. Thankfully, that hasn't spread to other manufacturers of Steelbooks, to the SDS side of things, to the Paramount, the Universal, the Warner Brothers side. It's just kind of still isolated with Disney and Sony. I thought that partnership was going to be a match made in heaven, but they are just trying to become a monopoly of those two IPs and trying to wring out as much from them as humanly possible. Not a fan of that. But if you are willing to spend the money, I think a Steelbook's very nice. I would have loved some embossing on here. The image is very solid. And on the back, I love how they use the tattoo artwork style to just put an entire back piece on the back, if you will. Opening this up, we have the pig and the rooster, Pua and Hey Hey. Is that right? That might be right. And on the inside, we have a very nice shot of Moana blowing the conch. And yeah, I think it's just a very solid release from Disney. They usually do pretty dang good with their Steelbook releases, and that trend is continuing with Moana 2. I've also seen the movie. First 2/3 of Moana I thought were fine, but it's the third act for me personally that really had it turn into something that I would actually recommend families watch together. The rest, the first 2/3 are very mundane and very middle of the road Disney. That was something good though. The third act I enjoyed quite a bit. Let's go back to Kino Lorber because I have a few Kino Lorbers to show off this new release roundup. Let's talk about some Black Sheep. Bah! Love Chris Farley, like David Spade. Two of them combined are, like the 90s generation of Laurel and Hardy, almost. I guess you could kind of say that. I guess. I just did. I said that. I said that. This is one of 30 movies that I had growing up as a kid. I've seen this countless times, but I haven't seen it in a very long time. I did open this release up. I did watch the 4K. If you're a fan of this movie, 4K looks very solid. Unfortunately, there's no new special features on here. There's an audio commentary and a theatrical trailer. That's about it. I would have loved to see Kino Lorber pump in a bit more love for Black Sheep. Even though after rewatching the movie, I'm not the biggest fan of Black Sheep, which surprised me, but sometimes nostalgia runs deep and you think something, you imagine a movie being something that it's not, I guess. I've been burned a lot of times going back and watching movies I loved as a kid with 30-something glasses on and just being like, oh, okay, this is not what I wanted at all. And I'm definitely more of a Tommy Boy fan than I am a Black Sheep fan. Always have been. But I remember liking Black Sheep a little bit more. The jokes just weren't hitting that well for me this go around. But if you are a fan of this movie, the 4K transfer is solid. Do you need to do you need to upgrade from the Blu-ray to 4K? Didn't have the Blu-ray, can't give you that. I can say that the 4K was more solid in moments than not. But let's go to, I have not talked about this label yet. Let's do this here, huh? Let's talk about some Deaf Crocodile, baby. We have Gwen and the Book of Sand. I love the gloss pops. I'm such a sucker for gloss pops on boxes. And the verbiage has it right here. The back does not, but it's a wraparound again. It's one continuous image. Absolutely love that. Deaf Crocodile has been slowly becoming just a solid boutique label that every release that they put out, I am a fan of. I'm also a fan of animation, and they put out a lot of very weird, different animation from around the world. I just watched one of their previous releases, Felidae, which is a French movie about a cat who is trying to figure out who is killing cats around the neighborhood. Very, very interesting watch. Gwen and the Book of Sand on the back here says it is into the desolate science fiction landscape, part Dune, part Fury Road, emerges the story's teenage hero. Okay, the part that I saw was part Dune, part Fury Road. Fart Fury Road, people. Yeah, just mixing those two movies has me intrigued to watch it. I'm also, again, trying to watch the 54-inch films. This is out of, oh god, pop quiz. Out of France. It's French with English subtitles here. I just feel like there's so many movies that I haven't seen outside of the US that I need to broaden my horizons a little bit. I've watched about 10 foreign films so far through the year. I'll probably hit the 50 pretty dang easily, but I'm getting a lot out of those watches that I have been doing. I'm hoping that Gwen and the Book of Sand also gives me what I'm looking for. Here might be some images from the movie, just in case. This might be something that you want to check out as well. A lot of gloss, a lot of these pictures, mighty glossy, kind of hard to showcase off in video form. I'm trying to do my best here, okay? And their boxes are also nice and solid pieces. Look very nice on the shelf. They look very good together, grouped up. This release is a limited one. This one is a limited edition out of 1,250. Here is the J card that is on this box right here. Yeah, Deaf Crocodile. If you like foreign films, if you like artsier movies, if you like animation, because they're pumping out a lot of animation, I would give that label a shot. Very reasonably priced for what they put out. I want to say this is around the $30 mark, which is for what you get in this package. Very, very good. Very good. Next up, let's talk about a Troma film, huh? Because I've heard of this movie. I've never seen this movie myself. This, my friends, is Eating Miss Campbell from Troma and Refuse Films. What is more poetic and American than a high school massacre? My God, I just talked about the dirties. High school massacre stuff. Again, in Eating Miss Campbell. Yeah, I'm not sure. Troma can be so hit or miss for me that I'm very on the fence on popping a Troma release in, because it can either be the schlock that I want or too much schlock for me, and I'm not in the mood for that schlock. This seems more less schlocky than most Troma films, so maybe I will like it. Music by Tom Green, which seems crazy. I know that before he made the Tom Green show, he had a musical band. I didn't know that. Like a rap group. Didn't really realize that until I watched the documentary earlier this year, but that has me intrigued to watch this more than anything else. Next up, we have a release from Mill Creek Entertainment. And when I saw that this series was getting the box set treatment, I had to pick my jaw off of the ground. Documentary Now. I love this show. It's made by Fred Armisen and Bill Hader. There's so many great guest appearances. If you've never heard of Documentary Now and you're a fan of documentaries, for shame, and you're gonna love this. You're absolutely gonna love this. They parody some of the most famous documentaries of all time. I'll do a little walkthrough of all the packaging here. Boom, boom. Right here is a homage to Nanook of the North. This one is Grey Gardens. There's just a lot of great diamonds in the rough to mine from this release. Very, very nice fold out here. You only get you get 4 discs, and you not only you get 4 discs, which is a nice beefy amount. I'll try to do a zoom in on just the cast of characters that pop up in specific episodes. There you go. We also get some poster cards. This is my favorite part of the release, that go over some of the parodies that they do. And these are nice glossy images, not as thick as you would say like a lobby card you get from Arrow Video, but kind of feel like poster. Like it's not sticky on the front, but it's reminiscent of just like a 5x7, which is kind of cool. There's the Grey Gardens one. Yeah, Yeah, I love this show, and I haven't seen every episode of this show. And this is, I don't collect a lot of television on disc anymore, just because I would probably stream something as opposed to watching something. But this is the rare occurrence to where I'm very happy to own this on physical media, because it's literally just like owning like 16 documentaries in one set. Love it. I love it. It also comes with a little booklet, Documentary Now booklet. If you've seen any of this, let me know in the comments. It goes over every single documentary that's in the set. Very, very cool to see. And instead of showing you the mini poster cards, I could have just done this. But where's the fun in that? From executive producers Fred Armisen, Bill Hader, Seth Meyers, and John Mulaney. So if you're a fan of any of those people, you are not going to go wrong with this Documentary Now box set. The next movie I'm going to talk about is a movie that has already been released in a collector's edition. Here's the standard edition of Trick or Treat. I was actually lucky enough to pick up one of the collector's edition sets from Synapse Films when they initially were on sale. I got the red cover version, and the longer I held on to it, and this is a rare circumstance to where they announced that they were making not a collector's edition, just a standard edition of the movie. Since I'd never seen it, I didn't know if I wanted the collector's edition in my life, so I sold the collector's edition. I made pretty much double, if not a little bit more than double of what I paid for it. They were selling for crazy prices, so I'm like, let's get a little bit of money. I know that I'm going to add this to the collection because I want to check the movie out. And after watching the movie, because I did watch the movie, I'm a little pissed at myself that I sold the collector's edition, because I did not think I would enjoy Trick or Treat as much as I did. A little diamond in the rough when it comes to a slasher film. There's not a lot of gore in this movie. It's not really cheesy either. It shows, again, more high school bullying. Is that the theme here from this new release roundup? That kind of depressing if it is, but about a kid who gets bullied by a group of kids at school, and he summons a demon of a rocker that he's a fan of by playing the record backwards, seeing that satanic panic, mystical messages that happen sometimes if you do that in certain records. Trick or Treat was such a fun time, and I did not think I was going to enjoy it as much as I did. I want to say I gave it a 4 out of 5 over here on Letterboxd. And if you're a fan of slashers, but just want something a little bit refreshing, it's not a bummer of a watch. It's not a sad time. It's not for gore hounds. It's just a fun, solid 80s horror movie. And not even like a hard horror. This would be like, I wouldn't be afraid to show my daughter this. Probably, there's actually one scene with a spirit kind of undressing a girl that goes a little out there. I probably would not show this to my oldest daughter, but violence-wise, it's not really crazy, which I am totally okay with. Normally, I'm all in for the gore, all in for the practical effects. There's still great practical effects in this movie. This is the alternate artwork here. It also comes with the artwork that's on the slipcover right there. As you can see, this also comes with an amazing making of documentary made by Michael Felsher. Red Shirt Pictures is his label that he's trying to get off the ground. They just announced a whole bunch of movies that they're releasing. Prom Night 2, 3, and 4. Fright Night Part 2. Yes. I watched Fright Night Part 2 not too long ago because I watched the original Fright Night, enjoyed Fright Night so much that, if I can pull it off the shelf, not that one, I had to sail the 7 seas in order to get Fright Night Part 2 in my collection, if you know what I mean. And this movie rocks. Fright Night Part 2 is such a fun time. Fright Night is my favorite vampire movie of all time. It just blends the perfect amount of humor and horror together. I'm such a sucker for that. This movie, I did not think would reach those expectations, and it's not as good, but it's still really good. It still shocked me with how good this movie was. The remake, meh, has not aged as well as what I wanted it to. It's fine. Friday Night Part 2 is where it's at. So in order, I'm so happy it's actually getting a release that I can toss this one away and keep an official release in the collection. Very happy and excited for that. But this documentary in here, a 90-minute making of documentary, a lot of love and care got put into that. There's also a piece about the main character in this movie. He passed away due to AIDS, and there's a great 20-25 minute interview of them, a lot of his close friends and family, just kind of paying homage to him, telling about his life. He was in a lot of Broadway stuff. He was on Soul Train. He was in a chorus line. He radiated a presence. And that presence is definitely shown on Trick or Treat, as well as every single other thing that he was really a part of. So yeah, if you don't own this movie, I would 1000% recommending Trick or Treat. A great blind watch for me personally. So if it worked for me, I'm hoping that it would work for you as well. What movie should we go over next? Let's do another Umbrella Entertainment release, huh? We got to go over this big beefy box set that's on the very bottom right here, because gotta get rid of this Filth, huh? Look at this box set for Filth. Look how beefy this box set is for Filth. Look at the naughty nose candy of Filth. Look at all the contents inside this box set of Filth. I watched this movie as well. It's okay. I gave it a 2.5 out of 5. It's one of those movies where the main character is somebody you kind of loathe and despise. And I just never really bucked the curb of not wanting to just hate this guy forever. He goes on a terrible, terrible tirade journey. And if you're into corrupt cops, give Filth a watch. This is just a very unsettling watch, but not unsettling as in graphic. Just you feel dirty, you feel filthy watching Filth. So mission accomplished, I guess. Here is the inside with the artwork on the discs. Very, very cool thing that Umbrella did with this release is that they put very cool physical goodies in with their releases. Sometimes they're little figurines, sometimes they are t-shirts. This time you get little packets, and I promise you the contents of this are empty, but they give you 3 packets, 3 little cacanias, and you can't even undo the baggies here. Just another cool instance of Umbrella Entertainment going above and beyond. I don't know how you find a supplier for this, but they did it, and I'm very happy that they did it, because every time I open this one up, it's gonna bring a smile to my face. There's the double-sided poster for you as well. Fold this bad boy back up. Put my my little packets. Gotta put those back in the collection, like so. There it is. Put the slipcover back on there. This is a book from an author who also wrote Trainspotting. So, of course, you have to have the book, the novelization of Filth. I guess the movie came from the book Filth. So you have the novel of Filth, Irvine Welsh. And yeah, it's the entire book in here. I don't know if this book is good or bad. After watching the movie, doesn't really have me craving to go read the book. But if you're a fan of Filth, you can't go wrong. You have a lot of reading material here. Cool stuff from Umbrella, thinking above and beyond, all this type of stuff. You also get another booklet with behind the scenes, with essays, the whole 9. There's that. And we also get the art cards that are also in every single one of their collector's edition releases. This kind of gives you a look at the cast of characters that are in the movie and just how much of a degenerate James McAvoy plays in this movie. It's great. I love James McAvoy with a passion, and I hated him in this movie so much. It takes a lot for me to hate James McAvoy, but this definitely took the cake for me. Here is a nice shot of the O card right here. I got number 69, which is perfect for this movie. Number 69 out of 1,000 for the movie Filth. Filth mini plastic baggie is how they describe what those were. And it's not really a baggie because you can't open up the baggie. Yeah, very, very cool, unique set here. Even though I wasn't the biggest fan of this movie, it's still one that I kind of want to revisit in 10, 15 years to see if, as my life becomes more and more grizzled, will I become, hopefully I won't become more like James McAvoy's character, but will I relate more to his character? With life, we all evolve. Some for the worst, some for the best. So we'll see what happens to me in a decade, huh? Next up, let's do another Kino Lorber. Let's go over Best Defense with Dudley Moore, and on the blueprint right here is Eddie Murphy. That's the main reason why I asked for this movie to watch from Kino Lorber, because I'm a big Eddie Murphy fan, and this is a movie from the 80s that I have not seen from Eddie Murphy. When I got the movie, I also was scrolling through TikTok and I found a random video that had Eddie Murphy talking about when he hosted SNL for the first time, that he made this movie and he did not like his performance in the movie. He didn't think the movie turned out very well. Eddie Murphy plays like an arms dealer, or the person who's testing the arms equipment. I don't know too much about this movie, if I'm being 1000% honest. We just get a commentary and a trailer on this release as well. Literally opening this movie just to check it out and see if I like it or not. But yeah, the Eddie Murphy of it all, I had to know for myself if it was for me or not. Next release that we can talk about here is, again, I'm trying to space these releases out, but let's do an Arrow video, huh? I made a video on Deep Blue Sea right here. Had never watched this movie before the 4K came out, so if you want to get all of my thoughts on the movie, head over to my movie video review. Deep Blue Sea, it was fine. It's a fine shark movie. If I've heard a lot of people say that this is like the second or third, definitely top 5 shark films. If this is a top 5 shark film contender, count me out. I'm tapping on the shark film subgenre there. I got to pull this artwork out because this artwork slaps. And the main reason why I switched it is because the disc has the same artwork. So I'm okay just seeing this artwork on the disc and having the original poster artwork over here on the actual cover. This artwork is awesome though. It's a very, very cool release. I don't know. The movie just wasn't really for me. The video essay on this definitely was not my cup of tea either. Still love new video essays whenever they come around. I just did not relate to anything that was talked about on that video release, or on that video essay. There are all of the cards and whatnot that I've already showed off before. My promo card was Demolition Man. I always hate when I get promo cards for movies that are already out. Tease me, Arrow Video, with your newness, with what you have to offer that I don't know is coming out from you. That's always the best case scenario whenever I get those promo cards. Aquatica booklet with some making of excerpts and some nice behind the scenes shots and storyboards and all that fun jazz, and then a double-sided poster that just has both artworks on here, so I'm not going to fold it out again. Again, another solid release from Arrow Video. Here's where I ranked it so far this year. It's solid. The transfer looks nice. It's just, I don't know. Arrow Video, usually you can't go too wrong if you blind buy an Arrow Video release. I just wish I liked the movie a little bit more. But you know, that is the pros and cons of collecting physical media. You always want the blind buy, but sometimes the blind buy doesn't pop the way you want. So just because this is called New Release Roundup doesn't mean all of these are new releases. They could be new to me in my collection. I have a big stack that I'm going to quickly go through that I found at my local hobby store, JCD and Hobby. They had a half off sale, so I ravaged the place. If you want to see that video, it is already up for you to see. Found me Ladybird. Love this movie quite a bit. Found Virtuosity. I have not seen this movie, so I don't want to spend a lot of money on the 4K just yet. What if I hate it? I don't want that to happen. The Steelbook of Ant-Man. I don't own this movie on 4K. Now I do. Super Troopers 2, I have the original. I did not have the sequel. I've been kind of interested to rewatch it because I haven't seen it since it originally came out. Another Steelbook, For Your Eyes Only. It's one of the old school Bond movies I did not have on Steelbook. I'm only missing a couple more. Anytime I see them in the wild, I'm going to snatch them, especially when they're 50% off. I have The Graduate on Criterion. Love this movie with a passion. Did not know I didn't have it in the collection. That very much surprised me. Had to change that. The Bourne Ultimate or Complete Collection. I guess it's not Ultimate. It's Ultimatum of Bourne. But yeah, even though this is sealed, it's still got traded in. So any trade-ins they have are considered used. So yeah, the half off was applied to that release. I have Young Sherlock Holmes right here, another Steelbook I did not have in the collection. I'm trying to see all the ones that I want to say, yeah, there's like 5 or 6, there's 5 more. Band of Bearded Brothers I found at a Goodwill. That was also in the same video while we're going over Goodwills. I got a couple of VHS tapes as well. The Birds 2, Land's End, and I also got the spoof classic? Cult classic. The spoof cult classic, Mafia! I got a copy of From Dusk Till Dawn, also at Goodwill, or Salvation Army, that's where it was. 3 more that I got from JCD and Hobby. I got the 4K of Birds of Prey. Love how sheeny and shiny and glittery the slipcover is. We got some White Boy Rick, a movie, again, that I enjoyed enough in the collection that I've been wanting to rewatch. And last but not least, The Gentleman, a Guy Ritchie movie. That was a load of fun, so I'm glad that I finally have it in the collection. But even after that smattering of movies, folks, I still have, oh, if I can grab it, I still have a whole big stack to go over. So let's go through these new releases one by one. First up, we have Neil Jordan's The Crying Game. You see like the subtle gloss pops that are in here? I'm trying to catch them. The lips are gloss popped, the eyeballs are gloss popped, and that's really about it. Maybe the fingernails are also gloss popped, and the title, of course. But yeah, this is just such a stellar looking release. Here we got a graphic scene on the back. That's all I will show. Sex, murder, betrayal. Nothing is what it seems to be. I've never seen The Crying Game before, but I did watch the trailer. Trailer looks interesting. Trailer looks intriguing, but the song that was used, I feel like, spoils what happened in the movie. Because the same song is played during a very pivotal scene in Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. If you know, you know. Finkel is Ihorn. Ihorn is Finkel. If you catch my drift, we got more glossy goodness right here on the slipcover. We pull it out. We have the case right here. More original, or not original artwork, but just different artwork on here. The poster, actually, with Umbrella, you never know if it is different poster artwork or poster artwork that is on the release somewhere else. We got a horizontal poster and we got a vertical poster. So at least they're changing it up a little bit there. Like I said, I have so many physical media releases that come with posters, and I've never used a single poster out of any of them. I'd be okay if they didn't include the posters, if I'm being 1000% honest, but I know some people like them. If you have hung up any of these posters that you get in your releases, let me know in the comments. I would be very intrigued to know somebody who has hung any of these movies up. It also doesn't star, but a supporting role for Forrest Whitaker. Another reason why I want to watch this movie. Boom, boom, another Forrest shot. Yeah, just a nice little mystery tale. I'm always into that. Neil Jordan is a director that I haven't really seen too much from. Here is the booklet, of course. There that is. And of course, we have the O card that has the numbering system on there. I got number 126 out of 1,000, and there is the beauty shot for The Crying Game. So naughty, shame on me. I skipped a couple of boutique labels that I haven't talked about yet on the channel. All of these I got courtesy of MVD. This first one, Unearthed Films. We have 100 Tears. You know what? We better open this sucker. Let's try the tooth trick, see if that works. It does, thank goodness. Whenever I do that on camera and the tooth trick does not work, I just feel like a clown. I feel a bit like, oh my God, what the heck am I even doing with my life? I had a week off that I used for vacation just to get a couple errands done around the house, to help friends move, and to have a procedure done where I knew I would be out for a couple of days. And all I had to do was watch movies. One of the movies that I watched was from Unearthed Films. It was August Underground. Oh, that was a rough watch. You never know. You know what you're going to get from Unearthed Films. You never know the quality of what you will get from Unearthed Films. You know you're going to get a lot of brutality, a lot of like watching movies like this. Again, a killer clown. Is it gonna be Terrifier level, or is it even gonna top Terrifier? I'm excited to find out. From Eureka, we have a dual pack film, The Daredevils, an ode to gallantry. I love the slipcover artwork on this sucker, how it blends both movies. Here is a shot of the spine and the back and the other part of the spine. I do like the wraparound, but you can only have one way to put this on the shelf if you want to actually know what movie it is. Here is The Daredevils. And again, this wraps around as well. If you want to, if you prefer one movie over the other, you can also have the reversible artwork to go with the other movie. I liked the pink pop and this image more, so I'm keeping the pink there. Put that back in like so. You got a black and white 50-50 split between the two films as well. And then you have a booklet in here once again. So I'm trying to do foreign films, watch 50 of them this year. And that's because there are a couple of subgenres that I don't really sink my teeth into. One of them is martial arts, and I feel like I need to like mark off a couple of those subgenres off with movies around the globe. Hopefully one of those two movies right there will get mixed in the mix. Last but not least from MVD, from VCI Entertainment, we have Quaxer Fortune has a cousin in the Bronx. And the only reason why I even knew what this movie was because I watched the documentary Remembering Gene Wilder, and there was a good 2 to 3 minute segment on this movie because of Margot Kidder. She was talking about how her time and experience was with Gene Wilder. That was the first time I ever heard of this movie, so when I got this in the mail, I was very excited. And I'm also thrilled and excited anytime I see a Leonard Maltin quote review on here. Love that man, love his tastes. It's an early-ish version of Gene Wilder, this movie came out in 1970, so any 70s Wilder that I have not seen, I will want to watch. So very happy to add that to the collection as well. Next movie we will have, okay, one of these stacks is all Kino Lorber. I will go through a few Kino Lorbers very, very quickly. The first one, we have the 4K of The General's Daughter, John Travolta, movie directed by Simon West. Have not seen this movie. Looks like a political thriller of sorts. Don't really know too much about the movie at all. It's got a brand new HDR Dolby Vision master from a 4K scan of the 35mm original camera negative. That was a mouthful, and I did not stutter at all. Go me. Congratulations, me. Let me know if you've seen this movie in the comments and what your thoughts are on the movie as well. We have the movie Ho! Here's some Ho. Jean-Paul Belmondo. I read the back of this movie. I always am a sucker for just like reading what the movie's about. This sounds a lot like the movie Drive to me, which is never a bad thing. Maybe the director of Drive kind of took, maybe paid homage to the movie Ho! And anytime it ends in an exclamation mark, or point, question mark, exclamation point. Anytime that happens, I always have to exaggerate that to the utmost degree, especially when I'm yelling, ho! It's very, very fun. And one last Kino Cult, and then I'll switch on to something else, or Kino title from the Kino Cult line this time around. It is The Godsend. Look at that slipcover, folks. That looks crazy. This looks like a movie akin to like your Rosemary's Baby of sorts. It's a, someone trying to kind of take over a newborn family horror in the vein of The Shining, Burnt Offerings, and The Omen is what it kind of says on the synopsis here. 2 different artworks. Absolutely love to see that from the Kino Cult line. And I like the disc on the Kino Cult line a lot better than I do just the regular Kino Studios line. On the inside, you have that artwork that was on the slipcover. So I'm always gonna do the alternate artwork whenever I can. Just gives me an extra reason to have that slipcover on there. I never understand the main studios who just put the same artwork that's on there without the slipcover on it. And maybe when they sell out of slipcovers, it'll still be the same artwork. Maybe that is it. Maybe it's as simple as that, but it drives me nuts. It makes me not want main studio slipcovers because there's literally not a big point to having them. Let's see here. This next movie I actually did a review on, did not do well in views, and I didn't think it would. Maybe I thought it might because of Severin, but even then, Still didn't do hot, but I had a very, sometimes you just got to put your film college hat on and go to school again, especially for directors that you really enjoy. Here, Brandon Cronenberg, his directorial debut with Antiviral. If you want to hear my thoughts on the movie a little bit more into detail, make sure you check out that video review. But this release, I love when a release puts on the short film from the director that directed the feature film. Love that touch. And there's also a new interview with Brandon Cronenberg talking about the 4K the 4K process and how the transfer looks compared to what old Blu-rays looked like. Here is a shot of the discs on here. Caleb Landry Jones. Always love it when he pops up in a movie. Antiviral, people. Okay, we've got about 10, 12 movies left. Let's go on to another Deaf Crocodile. I've not opened this one up yet. It is a dual pack of sorts. This is Signals, a space adventure, and also In the Dust of the Stars. One movie's 95 minutes. The other movie is 86 minutes. It looks like these are German films. Maybe, possibly. I should probably open this up. You know what? Why not? I'm talking about it. Why not open the sucker up, huh? I don't even know what type of movie this is. Signals, a space adventure. The first and most ambitious of two epic space operas that profiles East German genre director made Gottfried Kolzitz, made from the state-run DIFA Odyssey Behind the Iron Curtain. The film got many of the same tricks, or used many of the same tricks. Expansive, visually stunning shots of the cosmos, gorgeous futuristic space design with ergonomic chairs, IBM lookalike computers, mod mini dressed, and Star Trek space uniforms. Okay. There is a Space Odyssey in a box there. I'm not going to open this one up right now. I will leave this kind of sealed where it is, even though that artwork is absolutely gorgeous. But yeah, Signals, a space adventure, and In the Dust of the Stars. Going over there with the box sets. Next up, I will go over another pickup. I did a JC and Hobby, a separate pickup of 3 movies, or half-price books. This is a half-price books pickup. First one up, we have Queen and Slim. Even though I just Shat Talk having the same artwork on the slipcover as it was on the underneath on the actual package itself, I thought this image was very striking. And this does have some embossing on it, a little bit of a pop. I just thought this was very striking. And I want to say the price was like $5.99. So always wanted to watch that movie, have not seen it yet. Very excited to add it. We have The People Under the Stairs, another one that I grabbed for the slip that doesn't have alternate artwork. Scream Factory, what are you doing to me? Or maybe it does, I haven't checked. Okay, it doesn't, I thought I checked, okay. That's a bummer. Why not just reuse the artwork that you had for the Blu-ray that you originally put out? I don't know, you didn't want to repay the artist? Is that, I felt like, I don't know. Weird choice from you, Scream Factory, but I do like this movie a lot, so when I found it in the wild with the slip, because the slip is sold out, I bought it. I picked it up. And another movie to add to my Paramount Presents collection, Primal Fear, Richard Gere. We got the poster artwork right here. I love the design. I love everything about the Paramount Presents line. They bring new special features into effect. I don't know. I love how movie studios have kind of come to embrace the boutique label aesthetic, just trying to put their own touch and stamp of quality on some films in their catalog. I enjoy them quite a bit. A movie that I didn't enjoy a lot in theaters was Wolfman. I got this sent to me. I didn't like it. I really liked the director Lee Whannell's film in the monster universe, Invisible Man. I enjoyed that movie quite a bit. So as soon as I saw that he was doing another Universal monster, I knew I needed to see it opening weekend in theaters. It was just a bummer of a release of a movie, nothing really worked the way that it should have. I liked a lot of the stuff in the first third or maybe first quarter until they got to the cabin, and then nothing really worked there for me. It was very ham-fisted. It was very one note. It was so on the nose that I just wasn't enjoying myself watching it. Hopefully you will. Maybe you will. I've heard very mixed things review-wise on this movie. I'm just giving you my 2 cents. This also comes with 30 minutes of bonus features on here as well. So there you go. Wolfman, baby. Okay, we got a lot of Kino, we've got a Severin, and we've got 2 umbrellas. So let's do a couple Kinos, an umbrella, a Severin, a couple Kinos, and an umbrella, shall we? Let's do these. We have College Confidential from Kino Lorber, made in 1960, black and white movie. It's like a Kinsey report on the campus. Very sexy testing going on here. When sociology professor Steve McClinter conducts a survey at Collins College about the morals and lifestyles of the younger generation, some of the town citizens are dismayed to learn that it includes questions about sex. Yeah, so that's this kind of movie. Pushing the envelope in 1960. I feel like it's still... Every generation wants to push that envelope a little bit. The younger generation push the buttons of the older. That's just through the annals of time. That is what has been happening. Next up, we have another 4K double feature in the Peril and Distress line. This is the second feature. We have Agatha Christie's Endless Night and Picture Mommy Dead. I don't know about that. It's so cool to get a double feature on 4K like this. The first one came in and I had to double check that it was a 4K. These are indeed 4Ks. Not a lot on the special features front. Again, just a couple of audio commentaries, unfortunately. But yeah, very excited to add that to the collection as well. A Umbrella Entertainment release that I will talk about here. Spring, summer, fall, winter, and spring. You see all the gloss on that box. My goodness. I watched the trailer on this one. I will have to add this to that 50 foreign films list because it looks very powerful. The rating it has on Letterboxd is like an average of a 4.2. That's very rare when a movie gets in the 4+ up range. So if people like it, it's got to be good. Kind of my only gripe on this release is that they use the same artwork on the slipcover as they do on the box, which is a little bit of a bummer. They usually don't. They do it every now and again. Whenever they do, I'm just like, oh. It's still very good, very high quality release. Just give me new original artwork on every nook and cranny of a release. This also stars, if you've seen Squid Game, the very old man in Squid Game. He is also in this movie. Another reason for me to watch. There's the inside. Fold the poster outward like so. Spring, summer, fall, winter, and spring. Right there. And right there. Again, I don't really know too much about it. I'm assuming it just goes through a year of a lot of like generational maybe trauma, maybe just experiences are happening throughout the trailer that I watched here. We also get, let's do art cards first. Art card, very peaceful, very, might be a good time, might not be. Just like life. You take the good, you take the bad, but in the end is where you'll have the facts of life. The facts of life. Here is the booklet. Spring, summer, fall, winter, and spring. I like saying that title for some reason. Not really sure why. And last but not least, we have the O card. I got number 317 out of 700. They go all over the board with their big collector's edition box sets. I've seen them as low as 500 before. Those are my favorite, like the lesser printed ones are like, okay, these are going to be super limited. Let's go grab these while we can. Yeah, Umbrella, I've been talking about them. I've been lucky to partner with them for a few years, and their releases have just continued to get elevated in the quality standard, packaging wise. Absolutely love them. Can't wait to watch this movie right here. Again, will be part of the 50 foreign films. The Mask of Satan from Severin Films. This is a movie directed by Lamberto Bava, and the only movie I've seen from him is Demons. but I absolutely love Demons. In fact, next week there is a showing of Demons at my a movie theater that's like 20-25 minutes away from me, and I'm thinking that I'm gonna go, or I'm wanting to go. I don't know if I'm gonna go yet or not, but I'm kind of wanting to, just because seeing that movie with a crowd would be bonkers in all of the right ways, even though I have the 4K and I don't think it's gonna look as nice. Just seeing it in a big audience of people who love that movie is going to be great. And if I can drag a friend to it, that'll just be the nice cherry on top. 2 Kino Lorbers, 2 more. We have the latest edition into the film noir box set line, The Dark Side of Cinema. This is number 24 right here. The movies this time around. On the back, The Crooked Circle, Jennifer, and Union Station right there. I was covering the poster artwork, sorry about that. Film noir is another genre that I have to get into. I have about 6 of these box sets now. I really need to dig into those sometime soon. We talked about a 3D movie, a couple of 3D movies in this new release roundup. We have another one to talk about, people. The Glass Web in 3D, the ultimate in shocking, suspenseful 3D, people. Absolutely love that. And an old movie too, from 1953. 1950 3D. Here is the artwork here. Different artwork than there was on the slipcover. Love to see it. And on the inside, yes, also love to see that you get 3D glasses. I wonder if it has... Oh, that's cool! It's got Kino and Kino Colt on the actual glasses. This is not a Kino Colt movie. I wonder if there's going to be a 3D Kino Colt title in the future. I didn't realize that that had the Kino on there. I kind of want to bust these out now just to see. I love seeing them, that they put their own printing, their own labeling on the glasses, which makes me think they might have more down the pipe. If they just want to do a whole bunch of like, get out of there, whole bunch of like B movie releases on Blu-ray, get out of there. My goodness, you are packed in there. There we go. I also have big fingers. It tells you what side it should go on your face, and it's left and right here. Kino Lorber on this side, Kino Colt on this side, wearing them like a real cool guy right here. My kids last summer break probably watched Coraline at least 20 times because I have the 3D version with the glasses, and it works so surprisingly well. I was actually shocked. So I kind of want to get that experience again, especially in a black and white movie. I wonder what that does. Does it look red and blue? Like that'll be very, very fun to watch. Absolutely. And I'm going to keep them this time with the Kino Lorber stuff out there. I had no idea that the 3D glasses had Kino Lorber on it. Cool. Weird and wild stuff. And then last but not least, we have a standard edition this time around from Umbrella, but of a movie I'm very intrigued to watch. This is Azrael, starring Samara Weaving. I've heard this movie is a silent film of sorts. God, who is this directed by? That's going to bug me, because that's one of the main reasons why I wanted to watch it too. Written by Simon Barrett, directed by E.L. Katz, I guess I don't know. And this is not upside down, people. This is the way that it should look. Many years after the rapture, among the survivors, some are driven to renounce their sin of speech. Well, that's the reason why it's silent then. Okay, very period piece-esque, very religious overtones. There's the image flipped round side up. We got a bloody sword, Samara Weaving in Ready or Not. Definitely that imagery is nothing new, but it's more imagery that I want to see once again. That's a bloody leg. That's an eyeball. That's kind of some fun behind the scenes imagery there. And this release also is a limited run, even though it's just a standard release. It comes with a J card this time around. I got number 151 out of only 500 releases this time around. And a very, very scant 92-minute runtime. That makes me more excited to pop the sucker in and watch it. I mean, 3-hour movies are great from time to time, but I am always looking for a good, quick watch to get in and out, get the experience done, and hop on to the next one. But that has been the experience of New Release Roundup number 28. That was very, very fun. I hope you had a fun time as well. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I'll see ya.